Hi everyone, welcome back to another Eurovision 2021 video, and tonight I will be attempting to predict who will qualify from semi-final 1. And attempting really is the key word here, because we all know how tough semi-final 1 is going to be. There's a lot of really good songs that all happen to be in semi-final 1, a lot of songs that people really like. And every year at Eurovision there's always talk about a tough semi-final, a bloodbath semi-final as people like to call it. And this really is, I think, the toughest semi-final I can remember. Like, this really is a bloodbath semi-final. Lots of really good songs and lots of upbeat songs as well. You've got Israel, Croatia, Cyprus, Azerbaijan, Australia, and they can't all go through. There's definitely going to be some good songs that just don't make it because there's no room. And we know the running order for both semi-finals. When it comes to the running order, I normally put more thought into the running order for the final rather than the semi-finals. I don't really think that much about the semi-final running orders, or I haven't really thought much about it before, but maybe I should. Is it just as important as the final running order? Well, you tell me, maybe it is. I suppose in a way it kind of is. I know that in the final, number 2, the country that performs in second place is known as the unlucky place, and in the semi-final, Slovenia are performing second. So that could be unlucky for them, unfortunately, because I really like Slovenia's song. But then on the other hand, if it's a good song, then why can't it go through? Does it really matter that it's performing second? I don't know, like, you tell me. I like to think it doesn't matter, but we'll wait and see. So I am going to watch this recap video of the semi-final in the order of the running order, and well, I'm going to try and write down 10, although I'm pretty sure I'm going to write down more than 10, probably 11. It is really hard to predict when you don't know what the staging will be like, especially semi-final 1. Like, this is the hardest of the two, so it's not going to be accurate at all, but it's fun to try and predict, I guess. And this is based on not personal opinion, but more of an actual prediction. So I'm going to try and stick to not what I want, but what I think. Okay, so let's just give it a go and try and predict. Try and come up with something. Okay. So Lithuania is one that we can be 100% certain about. Like, it's definitely going through and it will do well in the final. So yeah, that's at least one easy one that we can be sure of. I still think it could win, by the way, just saying. Okay, so Slovenia, I think, is underrated. It's good, and I think it deserves to qualify. But because people are so negative about it, it makes me not feel hopeful about it because nobody else is hopeful. But I still think that it should. There's not many ballads in this semi-final, and that's the best one. But for now, I'll say maybe. Russia, I thought at first it could be in trouble, but actually I think it will get through. Yeah, but you've got Russia and Ukraine. Will they both get through? Who knows? But I think this could. Sweden, yeah, well, that's another one we can be sure of course. I have actually seen some people say, oh, it could be a shock non-qualifier. No, I don't think so. I think it will get through, yeah. Australia, I think, is the hardest one to predict out of all of them. absolutely no idea what is going to happen. It would be a shame if it is their first ever non-qualification. That would be a shame. But I think like it's possible that it could be. So for now I'll say no. North Macedonia, I think, is the only one that we can be sure that won't qualify. Like it's the only obvious non-qualifier out of all of them. So yeah, I don't think this will get through. I'd be surprised if it does. Ireland, well, so before, so you've got Slovenia and Ireland, and I like them both. At first, I was more hopeful about Slovenia, but now I feel more hopeful about Ireland. And lots of other people do too, so I hope she makes it. And she might, yeah. Cyprus, yeah, I assume it will. Unless, like, the performance is, like, really off and messes up the whole thing. But, yeah. For now, I think it will. Norway. Yes, I think it will. I know lots of people don't like this. And the amount of people that say, oh, I don't like this, I don't think it will qualify. You're saying that because you don't like it. But, like, realistically, it probably will, and I think it deserves to. Yeah, why not? But Croatia, so for some reason I think of Israel and Croatia together. And I think only one of them can go through. And I think Israel is more likely to go through than Croatia. Like, this song is good, but I do think it might not make it. Belgium, if it was in semi-final 2, I think it would have a better chance. But I just feel like there's just no room. Like, there's no room. So, I don't know. Yeah, so Israel, okay. Yeah, at first I thought, oh, I don't know, but yeah. I mean, it's still not, like, certain, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So I have a theory about Romania. I think it could end up like Romania 2019, where a lot of fans like it, but it doesn't go through. And people are really disappointed. I think it could be a situation similar to Romania 2019. That's my theory for now. Azerbaijan, well, I do have a theory about this as well. I'll explain more at the end. I think it'll go through, but yeah, I'll explain more at the end. So I've got 2 left. Okay, Ukraine? Yeah, I hope it does. And I think it should. I think the staging could be good. I think they could have some really interesting staging, and yeah, I've said Russia and Ukraine. I think that's possible. And of course, Malta is the favourite to win, so this is another definite, obvious qualifier. Yeah, this will go through. So I've actually written down 10 out of 10. Wow. But the problem is Slovenia. Because I really want to write down Slovenia because I think it deserves to. And I think there's no reason why it shouldn't. But then I can't help but be worried about it because everybody else is, and it's like sandwiched between Lithuania and Russia. But I just feel like it should go through because there's not many ballads in that semi-final, and like this is a really good ballad that really stands out. So like, could it like just about slip through? I'm gonna write down Slovenia and put like a big question mark around it because I don't want to lose hope in Slovenia completely. I want to go back to Azerbaijan as well because there's something I've been thinking lately about Azerbaijan. When you think about songs that could flop and not do as well as people think, I think Azerbaijan could be one of them because when I watch the video to Mata Hari, she like looks really uncomfortable in the video. She can't dance as well as the other dancers and she just looks really stiff. And I just think like if that's what she looks like on stage and it doesn't come across that well, then maybe she could actually not qualify. But then on the other hand, they could have a really, really good staging, so you just don't know. But there is a part of me that thinks if it is going to be a shock non-qualifier, it could be Azerbaijan, and I've said Romania as well. Um, I can see that just getting left behind a bit, unfortunately. It looks like the only definite qualifiers are Lithuania, Sweden, and Malta. And that's literally it. Anything else is just in between. I think North Macedonia is like the only obvious non qualifier, and then everything else is just in between, no idea. Like, yeah, it's really hard. So, the ones that I've written down, the 10 qualifiers are Lithuania, Russia, Sweden, Ireland, Cyprus, Norway, Israel, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, and Malta. And I've still got a big circle around Slovenia because I still think it could just about go through and it deserves to go through. But yeah, I'm starting to lose hope a tiny bit, but I'll be happy if it does. So yeah, I haven't included Australia because I literally have no idea. We just don't know. Because if that does, then somebody else won't be able to. And we've got, like Ireland, like we think it could, but what if the performance isn't that good? Norway, like, yeah, I think that should. I don't think people like. I know people don't like Norway's song, but it's not that bad. Like, it's good, and I think people will actually like it. Um, Even Russia and Ukraine, like, not 100% certain. Yeah, this is impossible. Pretty much the only absolute certain ones are Lithuania, Sweden, and Malta, and that's it. So for now, they are my 10 predicted qualifiers. It's probably not right. Some of them are probably right, but most of them are just very unpredictable. I definitely think semi-final 2 will be easier in some way because it's a lot more open. So whereas with this one I've got 11 because I have actually written down Slovenia as well as like a potential. I think with semi-final 2 I'll probably have less than 10 because of how, open it is. I don't know if it's a weaker semi-final, but it does feel like a lot of the weaker songs are in semi-final 2. But yeah, it's not as competitive. There's definitely a huge difference between the two semi-finals, but for now, those are the 10 that I think. So let me know what you think, if you agree with those 10, if you think I should take something out and swap it with something else. And I'd like to know what you think about Slovenia as well, because that really is a talking point. It's hard to predict. And Australia as well. Let me know what you think about Australia, if they could go through. Feel free to post your 10 qualifiers, but maybe if we try and stick to who we think will go through rather than what you want to go through, and we can, compare them all. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you for the semi-final 2 predictions, which should be a little bit more relaxing. But that was fun. That was a fun game. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.